I've faced down a lot of things in my career, pirates, drachnids, even a few rogue asteroids. But a full-scale assault from a Vascari purifier cruiser? That's something else entirely. Their ship was a monster, all sharp angles and cold efficiency. Our scout ship was a mosquito trying to bite a god. They started their barrage, a steady stream of plasma that rattled the very core of the listening post we were hiding in. We were trapped. There was no running. It was fight or die. I looked at Kalara, her markings a pulsing, anxious red. She was scared, but not broken. She looked at me, her eyes meeting mine, and I saw a partnership there. We had a secret that could change the universe, and we weren't going to let it die with us. Miller, I said, my voice low and steady. Get us into the launch tube. We're getting out of here. Boss, they'll turn us into space dust, he shot back, his hands already on the controls. We don't stand a chance. We're not fighting to win, I replied. We're fighting for time. We have to get the truth out. Kalara understood instantly. She went to the communication console, a look of fierce determination on her face. Her hands flew across the alien controls, pulling up data, her research, everything she had discovered. Her bioluminescence flared, a brilliant white light. She was preparing to broadcast the truth, to send a single, undeniable burst of information to any ship in the sector, human or Vascari. As she worked, the purifier's weapons zeroed in on our location. The station was shaking apart. A blast ripped through the hull, knocking us off our feet. I scrambled to help Kalara, shielding her with my body. Her markings pulsed and danced, a beautiful, mesmerizing light show. And then I felt it again. Not just saw it, but felt it. My heart, a steady drum against my ribs, was beating in perfect time with her flickering patterns. It wasn't just a coincidence anymore. It was a connection. A physical, visceral bond that had formed between us in the chaos. It's funny how in the middle of a life-or-death fight, your mind can focus on the strangest things. My mind was on the rhythm of her skin. The beat of her heart and mine were one and the same. A final, massive blast tore a hole in the station. Power went out, lights flickered and died. The purifier ship was getting ready for the finishing blow. There was no time left. Kalara. Now! I yelled over the deafening alarms. She gave a final, desperate surge of energy, her entire body glowing with a blinding light. Her hands slammed down on the console, and with a high-pitched whine, the message was sent. It was a whisper in the cosmic noise, a tiny, almost unseen transmission. But it was enough. It had the data, the coordinates to the ancient artifacts, and the evidence of our shared history. It was out there, for anyone to find. Just as the purifier ship charged its main weapon, Miller pulled a desperate maneuver. He sent our small scout ship, still attached to the station, hurtling toward the enemy cruiser. I strapped myself in as we careened through the debris, a tiny bullet aimed at a giant. Hold on. I screamed. The purifier's main cannon fired, a world-ending blast of pure energy. But we weren't its target. Its target was the listening post. It was a desperate move to destroy any evidence that might have been left behind. The station was vaporized in a flash of light, and the shockwave threw us violently through space, our ship spinning out of control. We were alive, but just barely. Our engines were shot. Our comms were dead. But we had done it. Kalara's truth was out there, floating in the void. We had survived. But the greatest danger was not yet behind us. The Vascari still wanted her, and they would not stop until she was silenced forever. We were adrift in the deep black, a tiny, powerless ship with a secret that would shake two entire civilizations to their core. The silence that followed the blast was the loudest I've ever heard. Our ship was a wrecked tin can, drifting aimlessly in the cosmic dust. The purifier ship was gone, a cloud of debris that used to be a threat. We were alone, just me, Miller, and Kalara, marooned in the blackness. Miller was patching the systems, his face grim. Boss, engines are shot. Comms are fried. We're not going anywhere. Kalara sat next to me, her body exhausted, her bioluminescence a faint, steady pulse. We were two species, stranded together. She had just risked her life to reveal a truth that would shake two galaxies, and all she got for it was a one-way ticket to nowhere. Then, a miracle happened. Our emergency scanners, the only things still working, picked up a signal. Not Vascari. It was human. A full fleet, coming our way. I looked at Kalara. She had done it. Her signal, that brief, desperate whisper, had been heard. The human flagship, the Invincible, found us a few hours later. They towed us in, and as the airlock opened, I saw a familiar face, Admiral Thorne, my commanding officer. He looked at me, then at Kalara, a question in his eyes. He had the transmission. He just needed the full story. I looked at Kalara, and for the first time, I didn't see an alien. I saw a partner. She looked at me, her markings pulsing a soft, brilliant gold. It was the same rhythm as my heartbeat, a silent testament to the bond we had formed. They took us to a secure base. Thorne and a whole team of scientists and diplomats sat us down. They had run the data. They had seen the truth. The room was thick with tension and disbelief. This wasn't just a new discovery, it was a total rewrite of history. Our history. The Vascari's history. You're telling me we're cousins? Thorne asked, his voice low with shock. Not just cousins, Admiral, I said. We're family. We just forgot. The news spread like wildfire. The human and Vascari worlds erupted in chaos. The Vascari High Council was in an uproar, their leaders scrambling to contain the truth. The public, who had been taught for generations to hate us, were now faced with the impossible reality that we were not so different after all. Kalara became the center of this new universe. She was a scholar, a quiet warrior who had found the one thing that could end an age-old war. She was an echo of a forgotten past, a bridge to a new future. As for me, I was a hero. The media wanted to know everything. The admirals wanted to promote me. But none of that mattered. My war was over. The real work was just beginning. I stood on a balcony at the base, looking out at the stars. Kalara stood next to me, her markings a soft, peaceful glow. Our hands brushed, and I felt that familiar rhythm, that silent connection that had formed between us. The war was over, but the future was unknown. There would be a new kind of conflict now, a diplomatic one, a struggle to unify two species who had been taught to hate each other. But as I stood there with her, I knew we would be all right. We had already crossed the greatest divide. We had found a truth stronger than any weapon, and we had found something even more important, each other. The void wasn't empty anymore. It was full of echoes. The echoes of a shared past, the echoes of a truth that couldn't be silenced, and the echoes of a heartbeat, two hearts, beating as one. The war was over, and the future was finally ours to write.
Like and subscribe.